viewers at home. Hello, viewers at home. Welcome back to another married talk show. If marriage is hard work. And today's talk show is actually edition 11. Oh, yeah. So, this is edition 11 of If Marriage is Hard Work. And thank you so much for joining us today on today's show. Unfortunately, our guest is in Nigeria, West Africa, and they actually had some glitch in network. So you're stuck with me today. I will be the one that will be anchoring the show today. But at some point, I will be calling our guest. I'll call our guest so that he can talk to us. But without further delay, let me know where you're joining from. We would really like to give you a shout out. And this is Married Talk Show, If Marriage Requires a Hard Work. And I'm so glad that you joined us today. So I will be sharing some of my own experience with you today. And this is going to be more of interactive section due to the glitch that our guest had in their network. So I guess we'll not be able to join live today. But he will be calling in at some point, and we'll hear from him. But to get this show right off, let me know where you're joining from. I would like to give you a shout out and thank you for sticking with me. If you're new to this show is for married couples. We want them to stay married, and it's also for young adults looking up to embracing this wonderful institution we call marriage. We want them to learn, to understand some things before they say, I do. Okay. I will be talking to you today again about marriage. And I've been married for over a decade now. And one of the cultural shock to me as a young girl growing up in Nigeria, West Africa, your parents just want you to get married. And another thing is that when I was in college, we call it college here in United States and in Canada. Out of Africa, they call it college. But back in Africa, we call it university. Yeah. So when I was doing my first degree, the way your parents would tell you, I want you to focus on your studies. I don't want you to have any boyfriend. Just focus on your studies, get straight A's. But I think our adults, the married adults, they don't do enough to sit our young adults down who are looking forward to embrace this institution called marriage. They don't tend to sit us down, give us a good advice. I think most of the times, even the big uncles, the big aunties, the sisters, the friends, even friends and families, church members, all they want to do is they just want to celebrate our young adults for that one single day that they will be getting married. But they don't sit them down to tell them that if you want to get married, this is what getting married entails. You have to do this. You have to be able to manage yourself. You have to be able to pour into your husband. You have to be able to pour into every kid, every children that God gives you that comes out of your union. And I also think that for ladies in particular, there is a lot of responsibility that is being put on us by the society. I do tell my husband that I take care of you, I take care of the kids, I take care of the job, I take care of the business, I take care of the house, I take care of everything. That who is even taking care of me? And I know that a lot of married ladies out there, they face the same thing. It is a lot of hard work, you know, for you to take care of your husband, to take care of your kids, to take care of your home, to take care of your job, and your own mental states. You know, it's a lot of stuff. So I personally think that getting married is not for the faint heart. And I think that our parents, our elders, they don't do enough to prepare the young child, the ladies, and also the guy. They don't do enough to prepare us about what marriage entails. You know, everybody just wants to celebrate you for that one day. They just want to come marry with you, but they don't sit us down, you know, to tell us that this institution called marriage that you want to go into, it's actually good, but you have to put in a lot of work. And the work starts from you taking care of your husband. The work starts from you taking care of your house, making sure everything is well organized. And if you have kids, taking care of the kids. And at the same time, you still want to maintain your own sanity. You want to look good. You want to take good care of yourself. I think our parents are not doing enough. They are not preparing our young adults how they're enough. They just want to send them out to get married. They don't prepare us enough to let us know what we're going to face. You know, when you get married, these are the things that you're going to face. These are the things that are expected from you. And I also think that the society puts a lot of pressure on the female. They put a lot of pressure on the female. You know, you're joining into a new family, and you're trying to know your husband as the lady. You're also trying to know your in laws. And God bless your soul. If you get married to a family that they don't see you as their own, then that gives you a lot of pressure. And if care is not taken, that can actually disorganize and dissolve that marriage. So I think our parents, for young unmarried adults out there, if you're listening to me today, I think our parents should do more. I think the community should do more to pour into our young adults, be it a lady or a guy. I think they should do more. Going for marriage counselor is not enough. I think they should do more. If this auntie comes and share our own experience, drop that wealth of wisdom. This uncle comes and drop his own wealth of wisdom. It's gonna save a lot of marriages from crashes and divorce and all that. I think our community, our uncles, aunties, the parents, they have to do more. Like I said, when I was about to get married, when I finished college, when I finished university, then, you know, my mom was very, very strict. And by the way, my mom, she used to be a teacher. She's late now. She used to be a teacher, you know. She'll just tell me, go to school, face your studies. I don't send you to school to go get boyfriend or to get engaged with anybody. But right on the spot, when I was about to graduate from college, everybody was like, oh, who is that lucky guy? And this is the same young adults that you were telling not to engage in any extra educational activities. You just want us to focus on our studies and to get all straight A's. I think there should be balance. And more importantly, beyond the one day that all these uncles, aunties, you want to come, you want to marry with a lady or with a guy, you want to celebrate them. I think you should also take your time to pour into them. Let them know that this one that you want to get married, it's a lot of work. These are the things that are required from you. You know, if you pour into them, it's going to help them so that by the time they get married, they don't experience that cultural shock that, oh my God. And I also think that getting married is not for the faint heart because it requires you to be hard work. Yes, it requires you have to take care of a lot of stuff. God bless your soul if you're getting married to a man that does not know how to, organize so many things, or a man that just come back home, drop his clothes somewhere, drop his shoes somewhere, and you have to pick up after your man. And you still have to make sure that the house is looking good, because you don't know who is going to come at any time. You want your house to look good. So these are some of the things that we need to pour into our young adults to let them know that marriage is a lot of work. Then on the aspect of you taking care of your husband, taking care of your family, and by the time you start having kids, taking care of them, you have to cook as a lady. It's irrespective of how busy your schedule is, you still have to make sure that you attend to the soul of your husband and your children by giving them good nutritional food, making sure that, oh, are we eating right? Are we eating balanced diet? I hope we're not killing ourselves with what we're eating. You can't go out and eat out every time. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You are ingesting toxin into your body, and the fact that it even costs you a lot of money. So there is a lot of preparation that needs to go into it, and you have to do the laundry. You have to make sure the house look good. You have to go to shop to do grocery shopping. You have to entertain people that comes, because you are the one they are coming to meet. You are the woman. You have the home. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I think our married adults, how they need to do more to pour into our younger adults, to let them know that marriage is not for the faint heart. They have to be prepared psychologically, they have to be prepared mentally, they have to be prepared emotionally. So I think we have to prepare our young adults. Hold on, have you joined now? I think my guest network is good. I want to see, maybe he can join us. Yeah, the network was bad in Nigeria, so my guest had some network glitch. I want to see, maybe he can join now. Let me put a call to him. So, again, like I said, marriage requires a lot of preparation. It requires a lot of commitment. It requires a lot of hard work. And bulk of the work actually lies on the shoulder of the lady in question. Yes. I know the man too, they carry a lot of heavy weight. Hello, I guess. Can you join us now? Is it possible? Can you join? Okay. Will you try the link and just join us? Yes. Okay, please try to join. Yeah, just click on the link and join us. I'm trying to keep the show going. Okay, we'll be waiting for you. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Appreciate you. So sorry about that. That was my guest who was meant to come on the show today. He told me that the network is bad, is back now in Nigeria. So we'll see, maybe he can still join us on this show. So, like I was saying again, marriage requires a lot of hard work, especially for the ladies. It is draining. It requires emotional work. It requires physical work. You have to tend to the need of your husband. If you have children, you have to tend to the needs of your children. You have to make sure that your home look good. You also have to take good care of yourself too. And you have your job, like your business. If you are somebody that own your own company, you have to make sure that you give that the best. And if you're someone that still work under someone, you have to make sure that you are giving your best to your employer. They've hired you for a reason. So I think it's a lot of work. And I also think that our married elders out there needs to do a lot of work to equip our young adults, to let them know that this institution called marriage that they are going into is going to require them to work a lot. It's going to require them to put in a lot of work, a lot of their efforts. And I think if we do this, if the elders do this, they are going to save a lot of marriages out there. They will prevent marriages, they will help young married couples from getting divorced from all this cultural shock, because it's a lot. And also, on the aspect of the guy in the marriage, I also think that our guys, also our men, they do a lot to make sure that the marriage works. Men generally they internalize. When things are not going right, they try to hold their peace. Being moody, trying to figure it out. So I think as a lady, you also have to be able to study your husband, and you also have to be able to study your intended spouse. Everything is not going to be butterfly roses. There will be downtime, there will be uptime, but the key thing is that you need to be there for each other, holding each other's hand, knowing that you are in together as a team, and the goal is to win and to conquer together. No team can win by using divide and rule. You have to know that you are working together for the same goal and for the same purpose. And now to our married adults out there who got into marriage without being prepared about what will happen. Nobody can ever get prepared enough for marriage. But you still have to have some wisdom. You still have to have some insight. You still have to have some word of knowledge that can help you to navigate the ups and the downs of marriage. So if you find yourself in this category, and you are in for the cultural shock, like what is going on here? I would say you need to communicate more with your spouse, talk it out, go for a lunch date, and try to talk it out, work things together, and bring back the fire, that love that brought you together in the first place. And the God that brought you together in the first place, you can't neglect that. You need God. You need to bring that back, and you need to be able to communicate well. Communication is important and very, very vital. Ladies, don't die in silence. Speak out. If the work is too much for you, the taking care of the house, taking care of the children, seek for help. Let your spouse know how you're feeling. And also, men too, when your wife talk to you about how they're feeling, embrace them in love. Help them. I know you don't want to see that woman getting older than her age. I know you want to see her grow old with you in good health. And this also comes with the physical stress and everything. Be there for them. Help them out. Be open, listen to them, communicate with them. It's a whole lot of work. And all this heavy weight lies on the shoulder of the lady in marriage, especially the wife in marriage. They are the one, we shoulder a lot of stuff. We do a lot of stuff. We try to multitask to make sure that everything is good, to make sure that our kids are good, to make sure that our husband is good, to make sure that our home did not suffer, and also to make sure that our job or our business is not suffering from all this work here and there. I think that will really, really help if we communicate. If you're feeling burned out, try to talk to your spouse, talk it out. You can work together and you can conquer together as a team. And also know that the goal is for you both to be together and to have a blissful marriage and a blissful home. So I think that is very, very important. And I also think that our elders out there need to do more work. They need to prepare our young adults for what marriage is all about. Marriage is not just about you getting married. Now you have a life partner that you can have sex together anytime. That is not what marriage is all about. Marriage requires a whole lot of work. A whole lot of work. And it can be emotionally draining if both individuals in the marriage are not working together. Let me know what you think, my viewers at home. Let me know if you have anything to add to this. You can always send in your comments let us know. If we can take it on this edition, we'll try to take it on the next edition. But I think marriage is blissful. Marriage is good if done well, if done right with the right spouse. You need to be sure that you're doing it with the right person. And you cannot under communicate. If you under communicate, it's going to affect your marriage, it will affect your home. You have to communicate, you have to be sincere, you have to be open. When you are getting drained, you need to let your spouse know that you are tired and you need to speak it out in love. And husband too, try to help your wife. And for the unmarried adults out there, marriage is not going to be all the butterfly, all the roses. It's going to be up and down, but you need to carefully, prayerfully walk the journey together with your spouse. And again, don't try to get into relationship with someone that you can't have heart to heart talk with. If you're dating for the wrong reason, for the money, don't do that. It's not going to hold your marriage. You're just heading for disaster. Make sure you're doing it right, and make sure you're going into the marriage with with the right person. And if you see any red flag from your intended husband or your intended wife, try to iron it out. If you can't iron it out, stay away from that marriage. It is better to remain single than to get married and be frustrated. And also for our married couples out there, uh, there will be situations, there will be issues in marriage, but the ability for you both to work it together, that is where the maturity comes in. You need to be able to sort it out, talk it out in love, and most importantly, pray about it. Anything anchor on God never fails. So you can't leave out God in your home. You can't leave out God in your marriage. God is the key. And even before you go into marriage, you have to see God as the third, as the main cord that binds you and your spouse together. And three cord cannot be easily broken. So you have to see God. God must be the anchor of the marriage, of the home, for it to work. It is not about just one day celebration. It's more than that. Marriage is deep. Marriage is deep. You heard me right. Marriage is deep. It's a long time commitment. And don't let your focus be, oh, if it doesn't work, I'm out of there. Don't do that. Know the why you got married in the first instance and try to work things out. Even when things don't work out, that's not the time for you to say, oh, I am going. Try to put in some work into it. And there is always an adage that the grass is greener on the outside. On the outside, there is no grass that is greener on the outside. That grass that you're looking at, those people try to water it. And the watering they are doing might be their commitment. It might be their tolerance. It might be their communication. It might be prayer. It might be seeking counseling, you know. There is no grass that is greener on the outside. Everyone puts in the work to make sure that their grass is greener. Again, this show is for the married couples. We want you to stay married. And it's also for the young adults. We want you to choose right. And again, for you to choose right, you have to be prepared. Marriage requires a lot of work. It requires a lot of commitment. It requires a lot of dedication. It requires you knowing each other in and out. And you can't know each other just one time. You will continue to know each other even while you're married. You continue to know each other because we evolve. Human beings evolve. You know, we change over time based on responsibilities and everything. We change over time. So you have to continue to know each other. Anyway, unfortunately, my guest could not join us on today's show due to network issue in Africa because my guest was meant to join from Nigeria, West Africa. But I hope I was able to pour into you today. And I hope you enjoy this show. Please try to share this show. The goal is to help the married couples to stay married and to help the young adults to choose right and to know the red flag, to prepare them. We can't prepare you enough, but we can actually do our quota to make sure that you are a little bit equipped before you go into marriage. Anyway, I'll be rounding this up now, and hopefully we will have a better network. Yes, I promise you we'll have a better network by next week. And until next time, when I come your way, it's you, your girl, Cecelia Ho. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wish you a wonderful week and a blessed day. Thank you. I love you all. Bye for now. Yeah.